Howdy folks, AJ coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer, and today will be another kind of a rambling video where we talk about a few different topics. Starting off, stating the obvious, I'm wearing my appropriate stuff here for Memorial Day, wearing my old soft cap that we used to wear back in the day before all the soldiers started wearing berets. Some of us wore these old soft caps. Anyway, so honoring Memorial Day for all those that fell in battle, and hope that everybody takes just a few moments this weekend while you're barbecuing and everything else to think a little bit about those that gave their lives for their country. So moving on to gaming stuff, I picked up on Steam. I picked up Magic the Gathering Duel of the Planeswalkers, and it was super cheap on sale on Steam. And in all of my gaming history, the one thing I've never done is I never got into any of the card games, the dueling games like Magic or the World of Warcraft card game. Never got into any of those, and it kind of bugs me a little bit because I remember when Magic the Gathering first came out. I was hardcore into Dungeons and Dragons at the time, and so I didn't even give it a second thought. I was like, oh, it's just a card game or whatever. But who would have known that it's as huge as it is now? So I wish I would have taken the time to get into it back then. And I don't know how easy it is now to get into the actual card game, not the computer one, but the actual one. So if anybody's watching out there that actually plays Magic the Gathering or the WoW card game, World of Warcraft card game, any of those, if you want to just leave a note, and because I'm curious to know. I'm picking stuff up, by playing the online version, the computer game. But it seems like going from learning on the computer to the in-person version, there might be a steep learning curve there because the computer does a lot of all the mechanics that I'm sure that when you're playing with somebody in front of you, you've got to keep track of all these different things, And whereas the computer, when you're playing on the computer, it does it for you. So anyway, I do enjoy it playing the computer version of it. I'm learning. There's a lot, obviously. It's still a lot to learn, even though it's on the computer. There's still a lot to learn, but I am enjoying it. So if anybody out there has some advice for whether or not it's too late to basically dive in, and get into the actual card game, I'd be interested to know. So another piece of really exciting gaming news is that there's a game that the next version of EverQuest is in the works. It's going to be called. They're calling it now. They're calling it EverQuest Next. That may just be a working title. There may be, it may change, and they may actually have a different title in mind for it. But that's what they're using for now. And there was a developer who worked for Sony on EverQuest 2 by the name of Emily Taylor, and her handle is Domino. Most people know her as Domino. And she was on EverQuest 2. She was specifically in charge of the trade skills portion of the game. And anybody that has played EverQuest 2, specifically during when she was there taking care of trade skills, will tell you that she transformed the crafting and trade skills part of that game from being kind of taking a back seat in the game development-wise to having an equal share in the development with the storylines and combat and leveling and everything else, because she made it so that every time there was new content that came out, there was a really good chunk of trade skill crafting content as well that gave the game a feel of being a true interactive world, as opposed to just going out and doing some arenas and doing a dungeon. There was actually, excuse me, it's early in the morning, so need to lubricate a little bit here. So she really did a good job with all that, and it has been announced that she has been picked up as a developer for EverQuest Next. So all of us that play EverQuest 2 that have missed having her around, and she, having said that, she still plays EverQuest 2. You can still see her in the game, even though she wasn't, associated working on the game. She was still playing it. So it'll be nice to see what her plans are for EverQuest Next. And for those of you that don't know, EverQuest Next was was in the works, and they had apparently a good chunk of it done. And for whatever reason, at some point, somebody came along and said, "You know what? I can't. I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was Smedley or who it was, but somebody came along and said, we're going to scrap this and we're going to start over, because they really wanted to, quote, do the next generation of multiplayer online role-playing game. So there's a lot of high hopes for the next version of EverQuest that's in the works. So that takes care of that piece of news. The next thing that I haven't really gotten into the program called Raptr, and I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with Raptr. I have used Steam so much that was just my default social program for taking care of all my computer needs, and all that, and gaming computer needs and all that. And I had been seeing these ads for Raptr, which is RAPTR, and I finally decided to click on it, and because there was some kind of an offer or something like that, and so I started it up, and it was very easy to start up. Picked a username, which you're shocked that it's Greyhawk 4x4, but did all that. And then you're able to put in your Steam handle, you're able to put in your PlayStation Network handle and your Xbox Live handle, and it imports all the information of the games that you've played, and it tracks the hours and everything else. And what's different is you earn rewards by the amount of time that you play. And I know a lot of you guys already know all this stuff, but for those that don't, that's whose benefit this is for. You earn rewards. And just by registering and having it, import all my stuff from Steam and everything else, it found, that I had Rift on Steam, and I had played Rift. I was a founder on Rift and played it for a long time, and so I was at the top tier, even though I haven't played it in a while. I was at the top tier for Rift, and I was actually able to earn a reward. I already earned a reward for the free expansion for Storm Legion, the free expansion, plus 30 days subscription time. And it just gave me a code. I put the code in for Rift, and boom, I was in business. So for those of you that maybe haven't tried it out like me, excuse me, it's, as far as I can tell, it's well worth it. I mean, it's tracking all my gameplay and all that stuff. I don't really care, if everybody. Some people maybe think, oh, Big Brother, they're watching everything you do. I don't really care. I got nothing to hide. So, if it wants to track, see how many hours I'm playing, Team Fortress 2 or whatever, go right ahead. So anyway, it was a pleasant surprise. So, and I also saw that there's several other games that I'm at the top level for rewards and all, and I haven't gone through to see what other rewards there are and so forth. So anyway, that was a good experience for me. If you haven't already done it, it may be worth a try, especially if you may have some rewards coming to you. So there you go. And then the last thing I had to say for this video was that I am on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Steam, and I'm on Raptr, all under the same name, Greyhawk 4x4. So if you're interested, you can shoot over to my Facebook page, or you can follow me on Twitter, whatever you want to do. You can put me on your Steam friends list, whatever you want to do. So anyway, until next time, guys, we will catch you on the flip side.